Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving right into a critical, completely silent, but absolutely vital system in your body. We're talking about an organ that works tirelessly behind the scenes, day in and day out, yet we rarely give it a second thought until, well, things go completely sideways. Today, we are focusing entirely on your kidneys.
So, have you been feeling just strangely exhausted lately? Like deep down tired? Or maybe you've been dealing with some unexplained swelling in your legs or puffy bags under your eyes? I want you to really think about your day-to-day energy. I mean, these aren't just random annoyances. They could be massive red flags, indicating that your internal filtration system is literally breaking down.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We're covering 1. The ultimate blood filter. 2. 7 toxic warning signs. 3. The root causes. 4. Foods to protect kidneys. And 5. Hidden dangers to avoid. Let's get right to it.
All right, part 1, the ultimate blood filter.
Now, your kidney is definitely not just some simple oil filter like you'd swap out in your car. It's a highly sophisticated, intelligent system. Think about it. It has to make continuous, split-second decisions to dump the toxic waste, but hold on to and reabsorb all the essential vitamins, amino acids, and nutrients your body needs. When this delicate balance gets damaged, you don't just hold on to the trash, you actually start throwing out the treasure.
To really grasp how it pulls this off, you just have to think about this scale. 1 million. That's how many tiny, super delicate filters, they're called glomeruli, are doing all the heavy lifting in each kidney. Literally a million fragile, microscopic processing plants running right now to keep your blood clean.
Moving on to part 2, 7 toxic warning signs.
So the early warning signs are, frankly, kind of strange, but very specific. We're talking about a metallic taste in your mouth, unexplainable itchy skin all over, or even a distinct ammonia scent on your breath. Why? Well, this happens when toxins start backing up into your system instead of being flushed out into your urine. Basically, your body's desperately trying to tell you that the trash is piling up. Next up is pitting edema. Actually, do a quick check right now. Look at your lower legs or ankles. If you press your finger into the skin and it leaves a visible dent that kind of just stays there, that's pitting edema. You might also notice these puffy, swollen bags under your eyes. When you see this, it's a huge red flag that your liver and kidneys are seriously struggling to manage fluid and waste. Then there's something truly alarming called uremic frost. It's a pretty shocking visual. Because the internal filters are failing so badly, urea and uric acid back up so much that the body just forces them out however it can. It literally pushes these white crystallized specks of acid right through the skin, usually on the scalp or the forehead. It literally looks like actual frost. To round out our 7 signs, we've got the more advanced symptoms. High blood pressure is a massive one because a damaged filter creates a huge backup of pressure in your vascular system. Then there's profound, crushing exhaustion. That's because protein waste like urea is just lingering in your blood. And if a doctor ever finds large amounts of protein in your urine, that means there are physical holes torn in your kidneys' filters. You might also see highly acidic urine from an ammonia imbalance, or stubbornly low vitamin D, since your kidneys are actually the organs responsible for converting inactive vitamin D into the active form we can use. Which brings us to part 3, the root causes. Listen to this terrifying comparison from the source material. Excess sugar is essentially like taking steel wool or a blowtorch and just rubbing the inside of your kidney. High blood glucose, mostly driven by diabetes and high-carb diets, is hands down the #1 destroyer of your filters. The body literally views excess sugar as a violent threat that scorches your internal tissues. To put this into perspective, to maintain a completely normal, healthy blood sugar level, your entire bloodstream only needs about 4 grams of sugar. That is literally 1 single teaspoon of sugar for your whole body. But the average daily intake? 15 plus teaspoons, every single day. Your kidneys are forced into massive overdrive trying to scrub this toxic excess out of your blood. And here is the exact vicious cycle of how that destruction plays out. Step 1, that high glucose acts like a blowtorch, physically hardening your blood vessels. Step 2, because those vessels lose their elasticity, your blood pressure naturally shoots way up. And step 3, that immense back pressure slams into the kidneys. Imagine taking a delicate little home water filter and blasting it with a high-pressure fire hose. Those microscopic filters just burst. Okay, let's pivot to solutions. Part 4, foods to protect kidneys. Leafy greens are going to be your best friend here. Asparagus is absolutely incredible because it specifically helps detoxify that nasty uric acid we just talked about. Kale is loaded with protective phytonutrients, and celery is a gentle powerhouse. Eating celery or drinking celery juice is incredibly effective at clearing out that puffy edema under your eyes and down in your ankles. Also, notice the protein recommendation. You want moderate, high-quality protein, not high protein, because that's just going to overwork the filter. Now, this part actually challenges standard medical advice. A lot of people with kidney issues get put on extreme low-sodium diets, which usually leaves them feeling super weak and lethargic. But compare that to using a really high-quality mineral salt, like Baja Gold sea salt. It only has about 70% sodium, but it's packed with 90 trace minerals. Crucially, it gives you high levels of potassium and magnesium. And potassium? It's literally one of the absolute most critical minerals to actively protect your kidneys. And, of course, hydration. 2.5 liters, that's the baseline amount of water you need to be drinking every single day. If you don't flush the system with water, your kidneys have to heavily concentrate the waste they filter, and, well, that's exactly how those agonizing kidney stones start to form.
Finally, part 5, hidden dangers to avoid.
This fact is probably going to surprise a lot of you. If your kidneys are already compromised, so-called healthy foods like spinach, almonds, and kiwi can actually be toxic stressors. No joke. They contain high amounts of oxalates, which bind with calcium to form damaging stones. Also, you gotta remember that your kidneys filter absolutely everything in your blood. That means every single medication and all the herbicides and pesticides on non-organic food and coffee ultimately end up getting processed by these exact same delicate filters. Now, if you're looking for an extra layer of direct support, the source material points out a specific supplement called Renafood by Standard Process. Taking just one before bed for about 2 to 3 months has showed really good results for supporting kidney healing. Combine that with a healthy, low-carb keto plan to remove that glucose blowtorch we talked about, and you're giving your kidneys a real fighting chance to repair themselves. And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. I want to leave you with a provocative thought to chew on. Everything you eat either protects those 1 million microscopic filters or it acts like steel wool, tearing them apart. So is your next meal going to fuel your body's filter or destroy it? Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you leave today ready to protect your silent, vital filtration system.